Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. However much the United States of America may or may not be losing its claim to world superpower is debatable. But what is not debatable is how far-flung the American empire's cultural influence is. Go practically anywhere in the world, at least in the Western nations, and it is impossible to not see McDonald's, Coke, whatever. But far beyond food and such, there's a whole different type of influence America has, and that is the exporting of entertainment. Movies, TV shows, books, etc., that spread typical American ideals far and wide. In many ways, America is the great Johnny Appleseed of cultural mind rot, the sewer of many intellectual errors, many of them theological errors, owing in no small part to the Protestant majority that has dominated the United States for over 2 centuries. This isn't to say that all the other nations of the world are pure and chaste, far from it, but none of them possess the ability to cast their nets anywhere near as far and wide as America does. It's American movies that get seen all over the globe. It's American television shows that are viewed all over the planet. American music totally dominates other nations' airwaves. It seems almost impossible to go to another first world country and not feel that far removed from America. America's cultural reach outstrips that of even Caesar in the days of the empire, and this situation creates both a challenge and a massive opportunity for Catholics in America. The battle for the heart and mind of the Catholic Church in the United States is so pitched precisely because the stakes are so high. Like virtually every other aspect of American life, the life of the church in America far outweighs its raw numbers. U.S. Catholics represent roughly 5%, a measly 5% of the total worldwide Catholic population, yet owing to the fact of the wealth of America, the influence of the church in America on the church at large is far greater than the 5% figure would first indicate. It's like the old saying, all bishops are equal, but some are more equal than others. Well, all local churches are equal, but some are more equal than others. The church in America has grown up alongside the American empire, and as a result, it has assumed some of the nation's wealth, power, influence, technology, prestige, and all the rest. As America has grown in world stature, so has the Catholic Church in America. Because of this, the cultural theological war that has been being waged in the various organs of the church in the United States has been pitched. For example, great American Catholic universities that have all abandoned the faith in principle, like Notre Dame, Georgetown, Boston College, they spread their errors far beyond the boundaries of their own campuses. With faculties recognized around the world, God knoweth how, for their brilliance and scholarship, the damage increases exponentially with every new book or article they publish or every conference they stand before and speak. Likewise, when American liturgical experts, self-described experts, devise the latest hand-clapping song or liturgical dance or polka, it's a safe bet that it won't be too long before that is seen somewhere else in the world in short order. This is why Catholics in America, the normal people in the pews, have got to dig in and get into this fight. Much more is at stake over the battle for the church in America than just the church in America. If the ship can have its course corrected in America, then there might be some hope to rescue the church in other first world nations as well, or at least save many more people. This is why what happens here with the U.S. bishops and their staffs at the USCCB and local dioceses bears such intense scrutiny. Much of the rot that set in the church in America for the past 50 years happened specifically because shepherds were not doing their job. That is indisputable and abundantly clear. But as they say, that was then, this is now. The prevailing attitude that seems now to have been adopted by some leaders in the church in the United States is damage control or maintenance. The progressives wrecked the church in the United States from the 1960s to the 1990s, and over the past 10 to 15 years, woefully little has been done to reverse that wreckage. It isn't enough to simply maintain the status quo when the status quo is this bad. To stick to the game plan because it has proven to be a colossal failure. The church in America, leaders and laity, must commit to a restoration of the faith on such a grand scale that centuries hence, these days will be viewed as a salvage effort or reform and restoration unprecedented in church annals. In some important ways, the church in America is the last great hope of the church in the entire Western world. That's why this battle cannot be lost. No matter how desperate it might appear, this battle cannot be lost to the modernists and the progressives. They must be exposed, their heterodoxy and heresy called out for what it is. As the church in America goes, so goes the church in all the West. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.